Good morning, children. Good morning. We are going to learn 6th standard English lesson number 1. The title of the lesson is Clever Tenali Ramakrishna. Clever Tenali Ramakrishna. He was poet in the court of King Sri Krishna Devaraya. Tenali Ramakrishna was a poet in the court of Sri Krishna Devaraya. Now I am going to introduce the lesson to you. Chitravarma. Chitravarma was the most famous painter in Sri Krishna Devaraya's court. The emperor was pleased with Chitravarma's paintings. People also liked his paintings. One day, Chitravarma was busy painting the emperor Sri Krishna Devaraya happened to visit. One day, Chitravarma was busy in painting. The emperor Sri Krishna Devaraya happened to visit him. Before we go any further, we shall learn to read few difficult words from the lesson. I have selected few difficult words. Unless we learn to read these words, we cannot read the lesson. So, I have given here 14 words. I have selected 14 words from the textbook. These are the difficult words. I will be reading, you listen carefully. Famous. 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 Pleased. 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 Unique. 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 Countries. Countries. Courtiers. Countries. Encouragement. 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 Bouquet. Bouquet. Undercooked. 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 Fitting manner. Fitting manner. Fitting manner. Snapped. 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 Irrelevant. 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 Important. Impatient. 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 Assured. 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 Approached. 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 Brilliant. 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 These are the main words which are little difficult I have selected from the lesson. Now I wanted to read the lesson, the summary of the lesson. In the textbook, we have like a drama. But if it is a regular class, I can call the students and perform a drama here while we are reading. But since we are not having a regular class, I am going to read the summary here from the workbook. Please, if you have these workbooks with you, please turn to the page number 2 and look into your books. Clever Tenali Ramakrishna. Tenali Ramakrishna was a poet in the court of Emperor Sri Krishna Devaraya. He was also known as the court jester because of his wit and humor. He was clever too. There was the most famous painter named Chitravarma in Sri Krishna Devaraya's court. His paintings were liked by all. One day he was busy painting. Then the emperor visited him and wondered at his paintings. The emperor praised him for his skillfulness. The emperor said that Chitravarma was an unmatched painter. He wanted to reward the painter appropriately. He thought for a while and made the painter his chief advisor. Though Ramakrishna tried to tell the emperor that his decision was not correct, he didn't heed Ramakrishna's words. Chitravarma started his work. Though he was the best painter, he couldn't deal the matter of port. He made improper decisions. Hence, the people grew impatient. They met Tenali Ramakrishna and requested him for his help in this issue. He promised them that he would solve the problem. He got an idea and met the emperor. He invited the emperor and the courtiers to his baby's naming ceremony. The emperor, along with his courtiers, visited Ramakrishna's house, put a gold chain around the baby's neck, and blessed him. Later, lunch was arranged, and horrible, spicy, salty, and undercooked food was served intentionally. The emperor grew angry. Ramakrishna requested the emperor to forgive him and introduce the cook to him. Ramakrishna told the emperor that the cook was actually the best carpenter. He was asked to cook food for that day. The emperor questioned Ramakrishna how a carpenter could cook food well. Then Ramakrishna brought to the emperor's notice how a painter could be his chief advisor. The emperor realized his mistake and made arrangements to send the painter back to his previous job. Ramakrishna thanked the emperor, and all the people praised Ramakrishna's presence of mind. What do you understand from this story? I will tell you one example. There was a man. He had two pet animals, a dog and a donkey. One day, he was sleeping. One afternoon, he was very tired. Actually, he was a washerman. He finished his duty. He washed the clothes, dried them, and then he was sleeping, taking rest after his lunch. And as he was sleeping, he heard some sound. Then the donkey and the dog were along with him, not beside him, but they were in front of the house. The dog was, when the dog heard the sound, the dog did not respond. But the donkey said, since the dog is sleeping, I think I will help the dog. So the dog began to make a sound. What sound does the donkey make? Hee-haw, hee-haw. The donkey made a loud sound, and the washerman was disturbed, and he came out and then took a big stick and then rod and hammered the donkey. Why? Because whose duty was to watch the house? The dog's duty. But the dog was asleep, and the donkey took the responsibility, the chance of helping the dog, and then began to make the sound. So he got beatings. So whatever work we are supposed to do, we should do. Now in this story, the painter was appointed in the court, but he couldn't do his work. So in order to teach a lesson to the king, Tenali Ramakrishna taught him a lesson with an example. What did he do? He made the carpenter to cook the food. Can the carpenter cook the food? Well, no, he cannot. So the carpenter was not able to make a tasty food, and he taught the king a lesson by an example. So what we should do? We should not interfere in somebody's work. So now here, the main intention of this lesson is the people who are supposed to do their work, they should do their work and they'll be skillful in their own work. If you all have textbooks, please turn to page number 1, and there is a picture story here. There is a picture here. You can answer these questions by looking at the picture. What do you see in the picture? It is Sri Krishna Devaraya's court.